Hello, my name is Heaven-Leigh, and this is my proposal for the FDA. This is a little bit about me. I am an animal science major with the specialty in production management at the wonderful University of Kansas State. I was born and raised in North Carolina. I still live here. I do a bachelor's degree online from Kansas State. The dairy industry has always been really important and close to my heart. One of these days I plan on getting into the grain science business in the future. That is one of my long goals, is either to work high up in the dairy industry or getting into the grain industry. A good way to contact me is by email. My email is hbler@ksu.edu. The dairy industry as a whole, the USDA released these numbers in 2010. These are the operations with over 500 head of cattle. So these are the more larger operations. In 1999, there were 2,250 operations, and in 2009, there were 3,350 operations, as you see. The overall is, in 1990, was 1,125,000 head of cattle that were being fed daily, and the overall in 2009 is 1,675,000 head of cattle being fed daily. That is 550,000 head of cow in the game. The problem is there's 1,165,000 head of cattle fed every day in the dairy industry. So thinking about that, out of these 3,350 operations or farms in 2009, how many of these farmers actually know the daily requirements for every cow they have? And that means the young cows, because this is going to vary. The young cows are going to need different than the mature cows, and the older cows are going to mean something different than the young cows. So how many of these farmers actually know the daily intake, and how many of these cows are actually getting fed what they need? One of the solutions that I came up with is the FDA is a national-wide association, so they will have everything that we need to get everything done. They have people to research. They have the database of all of these operations where we can get stuff done. And a good way to get this known and get this out is an information packet. The packet can be 2 pages of what information they need. The packet needs to include a suggestion feeds and the daily recommendations that the FDA recommends. And the good thing about the solution is these cows that are not getting their daily intakes, they're going to keep eating and eating and eating. Well, if a cow gets what it needs from the get-go, then it won't need to have all this feed because it's getting its daily recommendations. So that'll be a whole lot less waste of feed in the long run. My plan is to get the FDA to realize the problem, because it is a place with all the right resources and can solve all the problems with that. The FDA can do the research and send out the packet to all the farmers and get it known. But the FDA will need to figure out the layout and the information in the packet. And then they'll just have to send out the packet to the farmers. The cost, I went to Walmart.com and found the ink prices and the paper prices. And then I went to Office Depot and found the stamp prices because Walmart doesn't sell the stamps. With the ink cartridge, is what I did is I'd say one ink cartridge would last about 100 sheets of paper. And then I just did the math of that, so the total ink cost was going to be a little over $1,000. And then I said, okay, well, if I'm sending this out to roughly 4,000 farms, then, and the farm is going to need 2 pages per farm because the packet is a 2-page packet. So I did the math there, and the paper is going to roughly cost a little over $100. And then I did stamps. I just did 1 stamp per all of this, and then the stamps were going to raise to $1,880. So with that, the total cost is going to be a little over $3,000. But a good thing about this is that the cost is just $3,000 now, but if you think about it, the outcome of this is a lot greater, because if we get it now, healthy heifers are going to make into better generations for tomorrow, and then better generations for the next one. So if we can get this fixed now and make sure all our farmers are very educated on all the daily recommendations, then that would cut out. This is another option. Emailing is the thing of today. With emailing, you eliminate all the cost of the paper, the ink, and the stamps. But if you email a packet out, then the FDA might not have an email for every single one of the 4,000 farms that are out. And what farmer goes and checks their email every day? It might not be every single farmer. So it's until and when they might get that information. Also, a pro to this is it'll save $3,000 because you're going to be saving all the cost basically. And another pro is a faster way to get the information out, because email is instant. And then a big con still is all the farms might not have email addresses. All the farmers in all these operations might not check their email regularly. But a good thing, it will be the same information but less cost. Are there any questions?